live long and prosper.
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Shut up and take my money.
By Grabthar's hammer, what a saving.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
X never, ever marks the spot.
Winter is coming. You're a wizard, Harry.
Stay a while and listen.
Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Your ties are cool.
So say we all.
This is a Play on Nerds.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 39 of A Play on Nerds. As always, I'm Steve.
And I'm his lovely co-host, Jarman. This week,
just beautiful.
I'm lovely this time.
And we're here to bring you all the nerdy fun that you've come to know and expect from us.
Absolutely. And this week, we're all talking about robots. We're going to have, later on in the show, our interview with the co-host of the Rusted Robot podcast, which involves Shawn and Brigitte Vanderloo. And he is a master of collectibles, Shawn. He has tons of collectibles in the house with Brigitte.
Ooh.
And they have a whole podcast about different robots of the week. They have a robot profile. They do a collectible of the week. It's a real fun show, so check it out, Rusted Robot.
Yeah, it started out very much robot-centric, but they've really kind of spread out from what I'm to understand.
Yeah, and apparently he originally wanted to start off doing a Star Trek podcast, which actually is what I wanted to do too, but both of us realized there are way too many Star Trek podcasts out there already.
That's true.
So we kind of made our own little niche in this area, so it worked out really well.
And our niche seems to be bullshit no one else cares about. So that's exciting.
And I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that.
Damn proud.
So stay tuned for that. Before that, we're going to do some nerdy news. But before that, what have you been up to for the past 2 weeks, Steve? It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it has. 2 weeks? Where'd the time go? Interesting weekend this past weekend. A lot of craziness. I, through work, entered essentially a raffle and won tickets to a big show downtown.
That's right.
This show was the New Kids on the Block. Who have just reunited. And opening for them was Nelly and TLC.
Wow. I mean, at least Nelly has been relevant in the last 10 years, but TLC has been a good 20 years.
And it was fun, a lot of high energy, but it was just some also very weird moments.
I would imagine.
The couple that come to mind is for TLC, they came on stage and then these three guys with, the Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park with the big like umbrella neck.
Oh, that kills Newman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Three guys with huge, oversized kind of these neck piece things come out, but I mean huge, like 9-10 feet. They fan out and they create like a little dome. And then as the lights came on, that dome revealed TLC.
What? Why?
What? No.
I don't know. Like, I looked at this one. Who told them this would be a good idea?
Isn't TLC the one that lost somebody in a fire, like one of their members? Yeah.
And that was the other, what you just mentioned is what supplied the rest of the weirdness for them. They didn't have a guest performer or someone fill in or someone do her part. Anytime that person who died the part came on, they just played a track.
That's kind of creepy.
It was weird and offsetting.
Yeah.
And one thing I did learn, though, the song Scrubs.
Yeah.
I don't want no scrubs. Scrub is a guy who can't get no love from me.
Good for you.
Not a Destiny Child song. For years, I have been operating under the knowledge that that's a Destiny's Child song. Nope, TLC.
Didn't they do that Pay My Telephone Bills, tapes, that Automobiles, that song? Didn't they do that one too? Bills.
I don't know.
You didn't hear that one?
I think that was Destiny's Child.
I don't know, buddy. You're not a good authority on this, apparently.
Shut up. I'm going to look it up now. Destiny's Child, dick.
Oh, damn. I'm racist.
But no, I've been operating under that wrong assumption. The other weird part came when New Kids on the Block finally came out.
Uh-huh.
Really what the dome looked like at that point
They're still there? The dome was... The people that were making a dome were still there?
No. Like the amphitheater.
Oh,
the
okay.
dome.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's dome shaped, I guess.
Gotcha.
Just turned into like MILF Island.
Yep, that makes sense.
All these late 30, early 40 something just like strapping up and just pushing boobs up and wearing things that are far too tight, just screaming for New Kids on the Block. And when my wife and I decided to leave was when New Kids on the Block started doing air, like hip thump. They were humping the audience. Okay, I'll just say it. I was trying to be delicate. They were doing air humps to the audience, but then asking the audience, sides of the audience, to cheer to see who wanted the most air humps.
What? Why?
What? No.
They're like, we're going to give you 8. Oh, I think that side wants 10. Let me hear you for 10. And they'd run over to the other side and then give the other side 10. 10 just gyrating humps. Like, what about you down there? Like, let's give them some humps.
This is all like moms in the audience, like,
yes,
enjoying this.
And that is when we decided to depart. But the best part about the whole thing is there's five New Kids on the Block. One of them just refused to do the humping. While the other 4 were making fools of themselves and had like moms throwing underwear at him, he was standing back. He's like, no, I'm not doing that.
So one had self-respect.
One of the New Kids on the Block still has self-respect, everybody. Let it be said.
That's hilarious. So you left the concert early.
Well, we'd already been through like an hour and a half of Nelly and TLC. So we had done our part.
Even though they're both like kind of from the same time period, it's like that's not the same audiences that you get for Nelly, TLC, and then New Kids on the Block. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
And at the risk of sounding racist, I will say after TLC finished, the bulk majority of black audience members left.
Well, even so, it's just like it's a different audiences, period. People, black, white, anybody who listens to TLC back in the day would not have been listening to New Kids on the Block necessarily. But
the way I figured it's got to be like a coexistence sort of thing in that none of these groups could pull a crowd on their own.
Yeah, that's true.
But with somebody from the last 10 years, someone from 20 years ago, and then someone from basically 30 years ago, you have enough of a spread that it fills the place.
Sell enough tickets. Yep, that makes sense.
Right.
But hey, you got free tickets, so you could leave early if you want to.
I did. I didn't feel bad. And then we went to a college bar not far from there called AFK Lounge, which has gaming stuff.
Very nice. I'm glad you found one of those in your new town.
Nintendo 64 set up, and they had a StarCraft 2 tournament up on the big screens instead of sports. It was pretty cool.
Nice. That sounds really cool.
But yeah, that was the biggest thing.
Now I know where we're going when I visit you.
Yeah, true.
Absolutely.
So what have you been doing for the last couple of weeks?
Well, I finally went to a movie night for my roommate. He always asks me to go to this movie night, and I'm always too busy. So I finally went this time, and I made them all watch Space Janitors, which is this wonderful web series I've watched many times now, trying to make everyone watch it. It's kind of like a parody of the Star Wars universe, and it looks at Star Wars.
I know you made us watch it when we were seeing you in Atlanta. Yeah,
that's right. And I basically cobbled together season 1 all together into one 2-hour block so that they'd watch the whole thing like a movie version of it. And it's basically like if you're watching Star Wars from this point of view of the janitors on the Death Star. And it's pretty ridiculous, but it's a lot of fun. So that was fun. And also, we did a skill focus burlesque, which is the nerdy burlesque troupe I'm part of here in Orlando. We did a photo shoot here in my house, actually, where I set up like a giant big photo studio in my house. And we had the theme of this next upcoming show is adult cartoons. So basically like Family Guy, Venture Brothers, Futurama, all those kind of shows that adults can watch and enjoy. And so the characters we had at the photo shoot were Molotov Cocktease, which you might remember her from Venture Brothers if you've watched that show, Dr. Girlfriend from Venture Brothers, and also Fry from Futurama. We had one of our performers playing Fry. And I was watching these girls getting in costume, one of them my girlfriend, Rosita Sparkles, who you can find on the Twitch channel. And they're wearing these very revealing costumes with everything hanging out, basically. And as some of my favorite characters from the Venture Brothers, which is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking my middle school self would be so crazy right now realizing that there's a photo shoot happening in my house with scantily clad women as my favorite nerdy characters from these cartoon shows.
So you were living a middle school's dream.
Pretty much. And I'm thinking because I was thinking of it so casually and not even interested in what was going on, just thinking of the logistics of the shoot and how it was going to happen, but not realizing, oh my God, my middle school self will be going nuts right now. And I'm just so casually taking this in. So it's a lot of fun. But if you live in Orlando, come check out our next Skill Focus show. If not, check out skillfocusburlesque.com. We got lots of cool stuff coming up. But that's what I've been doing.
And if not, just check out the lovely lady on Glitzy
Absolutely.
Glitzy Gamers.
That's right.
On our Twitch channel.
Every Monday night. Check it out.
It's time for Nerdy News.
But anyways, so what do we have going on in the world of nerdy news this week?
So I call my story, Spider-Man is jealous.
Is this another bug story?
Kinda. It's more what we're doing to bugs more than anything. Though.
What are we doing to bugs?
So some scientists in Italy took the orb spider, which is the spider that has the strongest silk, and they're like, hey, let's spray it with some techno shit and see what happens.
I heard about this.
So they sprayed it with graphene particles, so like 200 to 300 nanometer wide particles mixed with water, and then also nanotube particles. Yeah, I got that right. Nanotubes.
Yeah.
And then the spiders, some of which didn't do that great, but one of which spun silk that was 3.5 times stronger than standard spider silk. Keeping in mind that the orb spider already makes the strongest of the spider silks.
And both graphene and like the nanotubes are like the strongest, lightest weight things we have currently on Earth as far as like lightweight, strong material. But they're very expensive to make, basically. Yeah.
And spider silk is the second strongest natural material we have found. The only thing stronger is the teeth of mollusks.
Really?
So like underwater. Yeah, they're almost 4 times as strong, actually.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is why they're so hard to like pry off things. But yeah, and so they're trying to think about how they can apply this, and some people were saying that it's just that the spider silk got coated in this, but the scientist doesn't believe that's the case because many insects absorb things from the world around them and produce, and so they believe they actually absorbed those and then produced it out through their silk.
But like, didn't like they sprayed like 5 or 6 of them, and then like 4 of them died or something?
4 of the 5 died. Let's be open about 4 of the 5 died.
But hey, 1 survived and gave us something awesome.
Yeah. But they're talking about making huge nets that can catch aircraft carriers and all sorts of stuff. But they say their next step is to try the same sort of experiment, but with silkworms.
Yeah, because they're making the same kind of material, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so I think Spider-Man would be jealous.
I think he would.
Those other spiders have cooler stuff coming out of their butts.
That's why we want realistic Spider-Man, where he swings from building to building by shooting web out of his ass.
Yes, that's the Spider-Man I want to see. And that's the Spider-Man the ladies will pay to see also.
Anyways, so for my... by the way, we're doing this a little later than usual. It's probably why we're both a little more goofy than we normally are.
I'm fine.
That's right. It's earlier where you are. My nerdy news is something that's been a big news story in the paranormal community. We've been waiting for this since May. It was coming out May 5th. Was the Roswell Dream Team, as what they called themselves, were releasing these Roswell slides that they had. Now, I think I might have mentioned this in the podcast before, but they were finally released
a few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And so basically these slides were found in this people's attic in this house in Arizona. And it belonged supposedly to this very well-to-do couple that's connected to the Eisenhower family. They were connected to the Bush family. They had traveled around the world, seen different things. They're very wealthy. And some of the slides had pictures of them at events with the Eisenhowers and then with like celebrities like Clark Gable. And then hidden in the top of the box, allegedly, were these 2 slides of a body in a case. And it was so strange that these 2 slides were kind of hidden in this box full of them with other, at historical events and that kind of thing. And the 2 slides show a body of a weird-looking creature in a case with glass covering it. And behind the case, you can see the legs of a woman standing looking into the case. And finally, at May 5th, they were going to have a big symposium in Mexico City in this big amphitheater and charge money for people to come there to see it. And they got anthropologists and biologists to look at these slides and look at this body that's in this case in this high-resolution photo. Keep in mind, these photos were from 1947 to 1949. That's they know it was taken between those dates. So they're associating it with Roswell in a very loose way because it's around that same time. But they can't prove that, though. But anyways, this body, at first glance, now that the photos have been fully released, looks like a mummified child body. From you'd see a lot of these in Native American remains. They mummify these bodies, or they sat in a desert and would become mummified by the sun. But these biologists are claiming that these bodies cannot be the mummified remains of a human. They look too different. There's these small indications that they might not even be mammals. This body might not be a mammal, might be reptilian in nature. It looks like a mummy to me. And I'm the guy who wants to believe. But this is a huge event. Like Jaime Maussan, who's the biggest guy in Mexico as far as UFOs go, he's the guy who hosted the event. Lots of scientists come out. Edgar Mitchell, who was a former NASA, astronaut. There we go. He spoke at the event saying this is definitely a body of an alien, and it just looks ridiculous. It looks like a freaking mummy. So,
can we see these slides anywhere online, or are they keeping them exclusive and stuff?
Now you can see the one slide. They have released a high-res version of one of them, but there's the second one is just another shot of the same mummy, just from a slightly different angle.
It's Roswell Dream Team, if I'm trying to search it.
Just search Roswell slides, and you'll find it.
That blurry piece of shit is what they're basing this on?
If it looks blurry, then you're probably going to get the low-res version, because there were two versions that came out. The blurry one was leaked early on, and then a new high-res version just recently came out.
Oh, I think I found it. Yeah, from what I can see online, the consensus is that this is bullshit.
And that's the thing, is that at first glance, yes, it looks ridiculous. People are saying it's complete bullshit. They wasted our time. They wasted our money. People paid to come to this event. People paid $20 to watch the event on pay-per-view, basically. But they weren't able to listen to the analysis of these researchers because they were all speaking Spanish. And they were highly regarded researchers, biologists in Mexico, but they're speaking Spanish and talking about how this can't be human. Here's why. They gave evidence. It's interesting evidence, but it looks so much like other pictures of other mummies you would see coming from that region. So basically the upsetting part for me, people who want to believe, that's always my key phrase, I want to believe, but I can't because I get crap like this, which is this is obviously a stupid mummy, and you're ruining the investigations for everyone else by giving us this crap. So that's my news story.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. And it was big to do amongst all my other paranormal podcasts I listen to.
Did you watch that video I posted?
Yeah, the Fermi Paradox, all about how if they're there, we should know by now. That kind of basic idea, Right. Or
maybe we are the most intelligent. There might be other life, but we might be the most intelligent, and that's not a good sign.
Yeah, and exactly. And there's lots of holes people poked in that, basically saying the extreme distance would mean there could be people even 1,000 years ahead of us, even 1,000,000 years ahead of us, and we still could never know because they could be galaxies and galaxies away, and we wouldn't have a clue. So, I mean, it's interesting and it's possible we could be the smartest people in the world, but in the universe, but it's not provable.
With how we're doing, it's not likely. Let's just say
we're pretty dumb. So I'm hoping
we start a lot of wars. We're burning this planet to the ground right now. Pretty much. We aren't
the best.
Yeah. Come on, people.
Someone evolved out there better than we did.
But USA is still number one. So,
USA.
Yeah.
America.
All right. Well, good news. Good news for all around.
Do you like sci-fi, collectibles, gaming, and robots?
Because we do.
This is Shawn.
And this is Brigitte.
We're the Vanderloos, the hosts of The Rusted Robot, a new weekly podcast.
Find us in the iTunes Store or at therustedrobot.podbean.com.
Get rusted today.
Robots. Cyborgs.
Androids.
Oh my.
Rusted Robot.
So now we lead into our interview with the lovely people from Rusted Robot Podcast.
Yes, and I've went back and listened to all episodes of their show. I recommend you do the same if you're a big podcast listener. You can see the growth of a podcast. They went from humble beginnings to now they have celebrity introductions to their show. They do great segments on everything, and they're very likable as a thing. They have great chemistry because they're a married couple, which is great. Stephen and I aren't married, and I hope we never are. So
Not traditionally, no.
Well, I guess we're common law married, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, true. We've been together that long. Only almost 2 decades now.
2 decades, yeah, pretty much.
Almost.
So please enjoy our interview with the Rusted Robot folks, Brigitte and Shawn Vanderloo. All right, we are now joined by the Rusted Robot podcast co-hosts, Shawn and Brigitte Vanderloo. They were so nice to join us and just have a little friendly chat amongst fellow co-hosts of podcasts. And they have a podcast all about science fiction and, fantasy and genre television, but
collectibles,
but also a focus on robots. We'll let them talk about that. So how are you guys? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank
Great
you.
to be here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. It's great to have some fellow podcasters on here that knows the pain of podcasting that it can cause.
Right.
We know all about that. We've been trying to get with you guys for a while, and our schedule's finally aligned, so we are quite excited.
Well, good.
I'm excited for you guys to be here.
That's right.
Before we get into a little icebreaker with you guys, I just want to give you a chance to maybe just talk a little bit about how you first started your podcast and what it's all about, and we'll get in the meat of things a little bit later.
Sure, we could do that.
We started our podcast January 2nd of last year.
2014, yep.
2014. It was right after New Year's. We wanted to do something new, and so we just decided to go for it.
Yeah, and I'd been listening to podcasts about a year and a half before that, and I was like, you know what, I bet I could do this.
It doesn't seem so hard.
It always starts that way.
Yeah, and little did I know what it entailed,
know?
But yeah, so it's almost been a year and a half. We're having fun, and
we got better recording devices. The earlier shows are really bad.
Yeah, the first month or so, 2 months was
like 9 episodes. The first 9 episodes. Then we had to take it on the road. We had to interview people that were out for
Retro Game Day.
And we needed a tiny mic, and the tiny mic changed our lives.
That was a fun episode. I remember that.
The Retro Game Day?
Yeah, that's an early one.
And how did you guys settle on the subject matter you were going to cover?
Yeah, and the name too, I guess.
We're just fans.
Yeah, we're fans of geek stuff.
Yep.
So we just talk about stuff we like.
That's it.
The name of the podcast comes from, I wanted to open up a comic book store years and years ago, and that's the name I came up with. Mm-hmm. And never opened up a comic book store, so I named the podcast that instead.
Mm-hmm.
Works. I think it's almost every nerd's dream is to open a comic book store.
I think so.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Mine was to be the first space firefighter, but that's just me.
Space fire? There's no fire in space, Steve.
I know. That's why there's no jobs available.
Oh, God. Okay, well, I think, Steve, you have a little kind of icebreaker game for us here.
Yeah, so I'm going to bring back a game I played with Jarman, this must have been months ago at this point, called Robot Roll Call.
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy.
And because you guys are the robot experts, I've picked some more obscure ones.
We're going to fail miserably.
Aficionados.
I don't know.
How's the game work, Steve?
You guys have done your robot profile at the end of most of your episodes, and you guys are bound to have covered some of these at least.
Okay, we'll see.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay, we'll see.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and name.
There's a lot of robots out there.
Name the robot, and you got to tell me what movie or TV show it's from.
You're going to give us the name of the robot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We give you the
show
or movie. Okay,
yes.
We can do that.
Sure.
Yeah, that way you don't have to be that specific about the name of the robot, but at least know what the heck it's from. All right, are you ready?
No, but we'll go ahead.
Too bad. Sid 6.7.
See, we're stumped already. That's not good.
That sounds familiar to me,
And mind you, I picked very, very obscure ones, so you can really impress me with one or two.
Okay. No idea. Not a clue.
I got nothing.
That sounds really familiar.
It's from the movie Virtuosity.
Yes! With Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington.
With Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington.
I have not. Have you seen that?
No.
Never saw it.
That's fine.
Okay.
Oh, you should watch it. You'd like it. It's kind of along the lines of like RoboCop type of thing. You'd like it.
Oh, Okay,
Nice.
well, I love RoboCop.
Yeah, you do. You've mentioned that on a couple of
Yes,
the
I do.
episodes.
See, now had you said the robot's name is RoboCop, we
I
could
would-
have guessed
yes,
it. We
true.
could have guessed the movie.
That would have been a little easier, just a little bit.
All right, here's the second robot. Box.
Wow.
Box?
B-O-X. Box.
Fox. There's a robot named Fox?
Apparently.
So we gotta profile some of these.
I'm going to say... no, that's not
That
right.
makes us
No.
research.
Yeah, no idea. Not a clue.
It's from Logan's Run.
Oh, I should have known that. I have that movie.
It's such
I
a
have
good
not
one.
seen Logan's
should-
Run.
You should have known
I
that.
should have known that.
Can't take you anywhere.
Nope.
All
It's
right.
true.
IG-88.
Star Wars.
Yep.
Ah, there we go.
The assassin robot from Empire Strikes Back. Good job.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Gigolo Joe.
That would be... Is it... Is it AI?
AI. You're absolutely correct. Jude Law.
Jude Law's character.
Right. Yes.
All right, you're doing well now. You got two out of 4. Good job.
Yay.
All right. TikTok.
Oh, that is from the Land of Oz.
You're in the right vein.
Isn't it the Land of Oz?
It's some kind of...
It's not the Wizard. It's both the Wizard of Oz and...
It's that weird movie that we profiled there on Rico's show. Remember? It's the round roly-poly robot, right?
Yeah, he's made out of brass or something like that.
Anyway, it's some kind of Wizard of Oz show.
I'll give you a half point. It's Return to Oz.
Thank you. There.
There we go.
Yeah, TikTok from Return to Oz.
Return to Oz. We even profiled that.
Yes.
It's a hell of a film. All right. The Omnidroids.
Is that from World of Worlds?
I don't know.
What the heck is that from?
That sounds familiar, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't know any of these.
Is it also Star Wars?
No. Not a bad guess, though. It's from The Incredibles.
Oh.
The Omnidroids.
Right.
I knew it was those big things that attacked a city. I was on the wrong one.
All
Big
right.
thing attacking cities.
We're horrible.
I know.
That could have also been King Kong, though. So,
It's King Kong.
all right. Bishop.
Oh, alien.
There we go. Sunny.
Sunny is from iRobot.
Yeah, that's correct.
Ooh,
Good
I
job.
didn't know that, yeah.
Robbie the Robot.
Oh, God. Forbidden Planet.
And everything else.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
right.
also,
Been in a
he
lot of
also
stuff.
makes a cameo in Gremlins, so that's why I
All
knew.
kinds.
He makes a cameo in everything.
Everywhere.
All right, now here are the final two, and if you get this one, I'll be blown away, because nobody knows about this movie.
All right.
Aqua and Val.
Aqua and Val. That's two robots?
They're a pair of robots.
Aqua and
Oh, wow.
I'll say Johnny Quest.
No. That is from a movie, Heart Beeps.
Heart
Oh.
beeps?
Yeah, starring
Beeps.
Andy Kaufman and Bernadette Peters in the
Oh,
early
wow.
80s.
Never saw it or heard of it.
Nobody did. Nobody saw it. That's the problem.
Sweet.
Just you, Steve.
Just
Sweet.
me. I love Andy Kaufman. I can't get enough. All right, so you guys got 5.5 points.
Not bad.
Out
Not bad
of
at all. Out of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of 10.
Hey.
we passed.
It's a pass.
And these
Yeah,
were
you have
some
a point.
very obscure ones. So I'm actually very impressed.
Well, Bishop wasn't very obscure.
Shut up,
No.
Jarman.
No, that's the name of my boy.
That's right. He called his son Bishop.
Yeah, he knows every bishop ever.
That's funny.
Well, good. Now we've established you guys as experts in the world of robot stuff.
And now you have a lot of other profiles you can do, obviously.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
true.
right.
I'm just glad you didn't name your son Box or something.
That
Yeah.
would have been too Michael Jackson of you.
Yes. So I've noticed over the all of your podcasts I've listened to that you've gotten more and more guests on your show. Very cool guests. You even got Larry Nemeczek, like on your third episode?
And that was number 8.
Oh god! And for those of you out there who don't know, Larry Nemeczek is basically the Star Trek encyclopedia. He's been like the kind of not guide or reference. What do you call it? The the advisor to many Star Trek shows about keeping things in the Bible with like the Akutas and stuff. So he's pretty big on the Star Trek circuit, and he's hilarious too. But so congrats for you guys getting that guy so early.
Twice even we've had.
Oh,
yeah,
twice. That was pretty awesome.
But can you tell us about some of the other guests you've had in the show?
Sure. You want to go first?
We had Cena Grace. He was co-creator of Little Depressed Boy, and he's done other comics and stuff. So that was big for me because I'm a big fan, and it was for my birthday.
Yes. And we've also had Robert J. Sawyer. He's a Canadian sci-fi writer. My favorite author.
We went after our people.
Yeah.
Although we went to Fan Expo was it September, late August?
Yeah.
Something like that. And we talked to Stephen Amell, and we talked to
Edward James Olmos.
Yeah.
And Brigitte nearly had a heart attack talking to Steve Amell, of course.
Actually, both. I don't even know which one I melted over more. Because that voice, that dark caramel voice that Edward James almost has, just made me die.
And this is the Rusted Robot Podcast.
It made me die. He said Rusted Robot. Oh my god.
I think I would pass out too if Edward James almost said our podcast name. That'd be pretty awesome. So
it was epic.
Hi, this is Admiral Adama, Battlestar Galactica, saying you're listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
And then a couple weeks ago at our little convention here, we had a quick soundbite from Chris Holden Reed from Lost Girl, which is a show I'd never heard of actually. So
I've heard of it, but I still haven't seen it yet. Yeah, I still haven't seen that show. It looks good though.
All the girls were swooning over the guy, so I figured, you know what, I'll go talk to that guy. Get him to say a couple words.
Hey, you, talk to me.
That's right.
I wish it was like Canada where people were nice, like Robert J. Sawyer and Cena Grace, where we could get some. Just because we're also Americans, they would come on our podcast, but it doesn't work that way in America. The U.S. Canadians are nice.
Maybe that's why.
You could get Larry Nemeczek. Just ask him, and he'll do it.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got all kinds of things to promote with the Enterprise in space and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's true. I would love that.
Send him a tweet.
Did he come on with the scientists on your show, too, for Enterprise in space?
Yes, episode 49, I think that was episode.
Because I feel like he was on 10 Forward podcast with them too, or something. I listened to
yes, I think he was.
Okay, yeah. But we're too small for him. I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't come on.
Well, he came on for us at episode 8, so
that's true.
Right.
So you guys could pick one guest that you'd love to have. Any dream guest, only an alive person. We'll keep it in that small, but
no ghostly figures here because ghosts aren't real.
Ghosts aren't real, Steve. I know.
That's right.
No. So we couldn't even get Raul Julia.
Nope, unfortunately. Sorry, Raul Julia.
Yes, we apologize.
So who would you guys pick, each of you, for your number one podcast guest? If you have anybody alive right now,
as a guest.
Yeah, you had an hour to talk to him. Who would you want?
It would be Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell.
I totally would.
Patrick Stewart.
Oh, good one,
man.
too.
That would be.
Do you remember when we were in his breathing space?
Yes, we were in Patrick Stewart's breathing space. We were in the same room.
I've been in the same big room with him too. I was very far away, but I could see his bald head, and I was so happy.
That's what we saw.
You're right.
I see a shine over there. I think that's him.
You just stand there in awe, for a good 20 minutes. That's
right. I hear if you look at the sheen of his head, you can see your future. That's just what I've heard.
I think that's true.
That makes sense. Yes. I was pretty mesmerized there.
See, I think out of your two guests, I'd like to have a beer with Steve Amell because he seems like I'd be much more, relaxed around him.
Right.
But then Patrick Stewart, I'd be okay talking over the phone with because I wouldn't be as, nervous and crazy. But those are some good guests. What would you talk to them about?
Not a clue.
I would give Stephen Amell relationship advice for the show.
Do you remember in episode 47 where the phaser was on setting 16 and it only did a vaporization and it wasn't supposed to?
You would not.
What was the motivation behind that?
You would not.
I don't remember that. Have I told you my Patrick Stewart story? I got to tell this. I don't think I've said this on the podcast before. I think Steven knows this story. So I was studying abroad in Stratford-upon-Avon for a Shakespeare program when I was in college. And we basically spent the whole summer in Stratford-upon-Avon studying with the Royal Shakespeare Company on, Shakespeare technique, acting and Renaissance dance and fencing. And we got to see all the Royal Shakespeare Company plays over the summer as well. And one of the plays was with Patrick Stewart in Antony and Cleopatra, and he was playing Antony. And this was only in 2006, I believe. So
wow.
I remember the biggest thing I was surprised, I was real close to him in the theater, and he was so jacked. He was just in such good shape for like a 70-year-old man. Yeah. He still kind of is. But so we all waited outside the theater after the show, waiting for Patrick Stewart to come out, and because all the other actors were coming out and signing programs and stuff. And it was a pretty small crowd because it's a little town in England and it's a small theater. And so Cleopatra comes out, and she's this glamorous British actress I didn't recognize, but apparently she's been around forever on their soap operas and stuff. And then Patrick Stewart comes out, and he's wearing this little, kind of French-looking hat, and his hands in his pockets. He's wearing a denim jacket, and he's walking away very quickly over towards the pub. And some woman, older woman, British woman, was like, "Mr. Stewart, would you mind if I got your autograph?" And he's like, "Actually, I do." And he keeps walking. And I was like, no.
No kidding.
No.
That's horrible.
It was so sad. Like these British fans who were there just to see him in Shakespeare, and he just refused to sign anyone's autograph. It was sad. I was very disappointed. But
you should have just offered to buy him his first drink.
Yeah, there you go.
He must have had a bad day.
Maybe he had a bad day. Who knows?
Maybe he's having a bad.
Because Captain Picard would not do that.
That's right. That is
Neither
right.
would Professor X.
That's right.
That's true.
Neither would Green Arrow, but... Have you watched Green Arrow or Arrow at all, Steve?
I watched the first couple episodes. Yeah.
Oh, it gets so good.
You have to watch it.
That broke my heart.
You're killing her right now.
No, I know. I heard all the spoilers on the end of one of your guys' episodes. I was like, well, I guess I don't have to watch now.
Right.
We have to have our weekly update.
Well, in fact, you guys were like, if you don't want spoilers, turn this off now. And I was like, well, I don't care. I'm never going to see this show. So
there you go. We're really enthusiastic.
Felicity is my
about
love interest there. I would, yeah, she's amazing.
Oh, yes.
Who is it?
Felicity. She's the blonde in that show. She's like the computer expert, but she's just adorable and actually gorgeous too at the same time.
Oh, yes, totally.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, she's the only woman in that show who's bearable. The rest of the women in that show are just so unfleshed out characters, I feel like.
Well, they need to kill off what's her name there.
Which one? Oh,
you
Laurel, God.
You never can stand her.
Her and Iris can just jump off a boat together.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Iris from The Flash.
Yes. I'll keep Thea, though, because she's kind of cute.
Thea's cool. Thea's gotten better. Yeah. Speedy.
What about the daughter of the demon?
Nissa? She's
pretty badass.
Freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, she's gorgeous and very intense.
She's got some like exotic look to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to place exactly what kind of mixture of background she's from. But
I like that this is degraded into a hot women on TV discussion. I really am enjoying this.
That's my favorite kind of podcast right there.
Oh, man.
Speaking of which, let's talk about Steve Amell's abs for a little while.
That's a good-looking guy.
Like a holy
crap. Even I have to say that's a good-looking man.
He does a lot of, he has to really keep that up.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever I'm watching that show with my girlfriend and he does that thing where he jumps up that metal rack,
Yep.
Yeah.
I just hear her just breathe out.
That's actually the photo that's in my living room that's signed by him.
It's in your living room?
It's in my living room. I made him, I put the photo down in front of him and he was like, oh my. And I'm like, yeah, right across your ass, please. Thanks.
And how does Shawn feel about this?
He was like, I'm good.
I'm all right.
I'm good.
All right.
He did a sound clip for us. I don't care.
He did. That was so cool.
Hey, this is Stephen Amell, and you're listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. I'm hanging with Shawn and Brigitte right now. They're telling me all about podcasts and general geekery and fun times in Northern Ontario. So keep listening.
Now, I want to ask you about that for us and for other podcasters out there. How did you go about in a non-awkward way asking them for those sound clips? Because I'd love to do that in the future at conventions as well.
Well, I have this childlike cuteness about me, and so then I kind of tell them it's a family-friendly show. We don't do any swearing, and then they look at me and I'm like, sure. I'm like, thank you.
But I think I started it off by saying, could you do us a really big favor?
He looked at you all crooked for a sec, like, okay.
Could you kiss my wife?
Kiss my wife.
Ooh, yes, please.
No, I said, what did I said? Yeah, could you do us a really big favor? He's like, sure. I was like, we do a podcast, and here's our business card.
Uh-huh.
And could you do a quick sound clip for us?
He kept it.
Yeah, he kept our business card.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was for both him and Edward James Olmos. They did the same kind of thing?
Pretty much.
Pretty close.
Wow.
Pretty much.
I just need to get the guts to do that. I guess I also have to get them to sign something and pay them some money. Then I guess they'll be more apt towards doing it.
That's what we did.
That's what we did. We were at the counter getting something signed, right?
Yeah, and that's at the same time.
And I was geeking out so much about getting my my Viper signed that
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he flew it back to me like I was like 5 years old. But that's okay. That's okay.
It was awesome.
That's okay. I was 5 years old at that moment. So.
That's adorable.
Shh. I was like, yeah, that's awesome.
No, it's more like, That's a low voice.
Right.
In all of your endeavors, did anyone ever say no?
No.
All right.
Steve, we got to try this.
Perfect record.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what conventions are near you, Steve, in Cupertino, but we'll get you out there.
There's a big one in San Francisco, isn't there?
The biggest one. Or not San Diego,
there's
sorry.
There's a little
I'm thinking of San Diego.
in San Francisco, I think.
But Steve, what would be your ideal podcast guest? Who would you want to have
They have
on?
to be alive?
Yes, that's
Yes.
the stipulation here.
Seth MacFarlane, maybe?
Oh, I like Seth MacFarlane.
He's such a young guy, and he's already done so much in a career.
And he loves Star Trek.
Yes.
Which I'm okay with, too.
Just so I can make him do funny voices.
I'm sure he's used to that.
Entertain me, clown.
God, I couldn't even think of who I'd want on at this point. I don't know.
Throw something out there.
Oh, Joss Whedon. There we go.
Okay.
That'd be a good one.
That'd be a heck of a thing.
He's very dark and weird and twisted, but also just he produces such light art, but yet he's so very weird and dark. I think he's a very depressed person, but somehow he creates happy things.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, there's something called the Wizard World Comic-Con that happens in San Jose, like right where I live.
Oh, that's close to you, San Jose?
That's the town I live in, so yes.
Oh, there you go. And the one you said, the bigger one you guys went to is the Fan Expo. That's the one like in Toronto, right?
It's like the Canadian version of the San Diego show.
Yeah, it's a pretty big one, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was packed.
Yeah. How far away is that from you guys?
8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours, God. Ouch. Well, actually, that's not that bad because the one I go to every year, Dragon Con in Atlanta, is now exactly 8 hours away from me. So I feel your pain as far as that goes. What else would you say are some of your favorite fandoms and why? And what basically kind of brought you into, I don't know, admitting that to yourselves that you were nerdy at heart? What's like the first thing you remember making you realize, I'm actually a nerd and I'm okay with that?
Boy, I don't think that ever happened. I think that's from childhood.
From child, it's always been there.
It just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
My brothers were geeky from the time I could. Like, I have older brothers, and they were geeky. They liked Star Wars, Star Trek, video games, all kinds of. So that's what I grew up with.
So is you and all brothers?
Yep.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Yep. Except I would find like the cute girly things. Like when it was Star Wars, I totally loved the Ewoks, and be like, "That's not the cool part." I'm like, yes, it is.
Oh, Ewoks are awesome.
They're cool to me.
I love the Ewoks.
I have both the Ewok movies on DVD. Hell yeah.
Caravan of Courage and what's the other one? Battle for Endor.
Yep.
Hell yeah. The only 2 movies ever made because they just had extra costumes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nice.
What are we going to do with these?
And they had Brimley. What's his face? The guy from the diabetes commercials?
Oh, Wilfred Brimley.
Yeah, he was in that.
He looks like the guy from the Quaker Oats box.
Yeah,
Yes.
he does.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get these Ewoks off this moon. So Sean, same thing for you. Since childhood, it's always been that way.
Some of my earliest memories are watching Star Trek: The Original Series on Saturday morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I've always had a drawer of collectibles from my earliest memories.
A drawer. So it started with a drawer.
Bottom drawer of my dresser,
leaked out of there?
and now it's everywhere. It exploded.
It exploded.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Just always liked all this kind of geeky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most you've ever spent on a collectible?
Ooh. If you're willing to admit it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Most I ever spent was $350.
Yeah, probably
Like on a statue.
with taxes and duty and American exchange, probably between $400 and $500 on a Lion-O statue.
Oh wow!
Wow.
How much Lion-O cost?
How big of a Lion-O statue?
I
not
think
that
it's
tall.
14 inches from base to tip of the sword.
Okay.
So what made it so unique that it cost that much?
Well, I don't know, but it was probably
heavy.
like it's heavy. It was probably about $250 on BigBadToyStore.com,
Mm-hmm.
my favorite toy store, and
Yeah, but after shipping,
that was
after
American.
duty.
So then, of course, with shipping, it was probably like $50 for shipping. And then,
Gotcha.
so that's $300 American, which is like $350 Canadian, and another $50 for
Duty.
duty, and blah, blah, blah. So probably just over 400.
Jeez. But it was probably a very well-made figurine, I'd imagine.
It is.
Gotcha.
And do you collect any movie props or anything like that, or mostly toys and collectible, that sort of thing?
There's some movie props.
I have a half-scale Terminator arm.
Ooh.
It's very nice. Oh, it's really pretty.
I have the proof that Tony Stark has a heart? Prop. But I don't have anything actually that was on film, unfortunately.
Okay.
That's a goal.
I went through like a Star Trek memorabilia. I think Larry Nemechek was selling on his website, actually. And they had like actual pieces of the set from like the Next Generation, but it was like literally a piece of the wall or something.
Oh.
That was the only thing I could actually afford. It was like only like $50 for a piece of the wall from the set. And it's like, well, no one would know what the hell it is, but hey, I have a piece of the wall from Star Trek Next Generation with a certification to prove it.
Well, there you go. That's all you need.
Excellent.
That was on screen. That's good enough.
Yeah, I should have gotten it, but I didn't. So now all the stuff is gone.
Oh,
you see that bottom right corner? That's my baby right there.
Yeah, just stick it into my desk or something.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
Well, are there any collectibles that got away that you wish you had gotten but just didn't have the chance to at the time?
Oh, all kinds. Like the full-scale Terminator endoskeleton arm, which was over $700, but I'm too cheap for that.
Full scale.
What else? All kinds of stuff. I wanted maybe 15 years ago, somebody came out with a life-size statue of the cutest of Borg and the Borg Queen for $4,000 each.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is that all?
I couldn't afford those, so I didn't get those.
Kind of like wax figures?
Life-size Cylon Centurion was like,
Oh, that would be fun. That'd be fun.
In your opinion, what would you prefer? A life-size Cylon Centurion or Stormtrooper? Yeah, a Stormtrooper outfit in your living room.
Oh, yeah.
Which would you prefer?
So, a Stormtrooper outfit I can wear?
Yes, but you're going to put it in your living room, though.
Like a suit of armor, almost.
Yeah, except it's a Stormtrooper.
Well, I guess my question is, can I wear either, or is the Stormtrooper the only one? Because I'm going to take the one I can wear.
You can wear both.
Yeah, but the Cylon... No, the Cylon has lights and sound.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can't wear either.
There you go.
I'd go with the Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper?
Yeah, because I got Boba Fett on my shoulder, so I got to stay true.
Oh, he has a tattoo now, Boba Fett, which I still haven't seen that yet.
Jarman, what would you do?
I think I go for the Cylon because it'd be more unique. I think there's probably more rich people out there who have Stormtroopers in their house, including Barney Stinson on How I Met Your Mother.
True.
That's what it makes me think of. Yeah.
I think that's what we got the idea from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although I kind of always wanted Barney Stinson's apartment from that show. It's just
that's true.
It's so cool.
The ultimate bachelor pad.
Yeah, he had like, God, you don't even have a TV in here, and all of a sudden, like, you hear his wall coming down. Like the entire wall was a giant screen. That was awesome. Well, then I guess what is right now? I'm guessing your favorite thing, Bridget, is probably Arrow Flash. Is that kind of your biggest geekdom right now?
Right now, but I've restarted. I'm started rewatching Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, I want to do that.
Oh, yeah, you can't stop. Once you start, you're kind of sucked in, and you're into the world, and that's all. This is like the fourth time I've watched it over.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the only show I've really done that with is probably Lost, as far as a fourth or fifth viewing sort of situation.
Although, I am noticing things I haven't caught before, like people very subtly saying hello to each other that you know in the future that they're one of the final five or whatever, and you're like, I saw that hello, you know?
Okay.
I didn't do that. What about you, Sean? What's your biggest thing you're crazy about right now?
Well, it's currently on TV, probably Flash.
Oh, yeah. Flash.
You're more into Flash guy.
I'm more into Flash. She's more into Arrow.
Yeah.
I'm eagerly awaiting the return of Star Trek to TV.
Oh, me too. You think it's going to happen anytime soon?
Probably not, because they suck. But, damn you, CBS. But I'm looking forward to Legends of Tomorrow. Have you seen that?
I was just going to say that.
I did. It's like, is this just jumping the shark, though? It's getting crazy at this point.
Well, add that into Supergirl and
White Canary.
The DC TV verse.
I feel like they're throwing way too many things in at the same time.
I feel like it's just going a little too fast. That's what I feel like. I mean, they didn't even get a chance to Flash to breathe before now this giant Legends of Tomorrow TV show with like 5 heroes in it. I'm like, I mean, it looks awesome. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm going to watch it, but I'm just like, maybe just give it a little more space. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't come out till next year, I think, right?
That's true. It just, I guess they're filming some parts of it early or something.
I must be. I don't know. They don't tell me.
And they bring one person back to life that had been dead for like how long now? That really? We're just throwing everybody in the pits. Mm-hmm. You're dead in the pits. You go. We're just bringing you back. We're bringing you back.
Yeah.
See, right now I'm currently bemoaning the return of the Muppets to television. So,
are you worried about that?
Yes. The format looks extremely short-sighted. My money says they're going to get a season, maybe a season and a half, where they're dead again.
Well,
that's not good.
It's something better than nothing, right? Or
no,
not necessarily.
No, I would rather them live in my heart than die in infamy.
Yeah, but it really gives kids nowadays a chance to get to know. Because if you ask a random child, maybe 15 and under, hey, what's a Muppet? They look at you like you're insane. A Muppet, really? So at least they'll get to know what that is.
Hopefully,
yeah. It's gonna be bad.
I understand, Steve. I totally get where you're coming from.
They had a great joke about that show coming out and how some executive is probably going to interfere with how it's created, and he'll pull Miss Piggy into the office. He's like, "Look, Miss Piggy, I'm not saying you have to do anything, but how would you feel about getting a personal trainer?" Something like that. It's like some horrible influence from the executives is probably going to change the show. But.
Well, the only part in the preview that made me laugh was Animal saying that he would do nudity if it was tasteful. So that's something to look forward to. Yes, he did.
That is funny. Yeah, I've never been a huge Muppets fan, but I don't dislike them. I just haven't seen much of it. But Steve is
you can be wrong.
Off the rails. He's off the rails with Muppets.
Steve is a huge Muppets fan.
All of most of my collectibles are Muppet stuff.
I was a big fan of the Fraggles growing up.
Oh, the Fraggles. Yeah. We love them.
Mm-hmm. One of HBO's best creations.
HBO?
Yep.
Yeah, with Star Trek, I'm kind of worried about that too. Just a matter of, because I hoped that by the 50th anniversary, it'd be ready to go, but not so much, because that's coming up next year.
Yeah, right. We're not hearing anything rumbling about it, so.
Yeah, all we have is the third movie, which, that's up in the air too. Is Fast and the Furious director is going to make it? I'm like, what the hell? So, who knows?
Right.
Were you a fan of the other two movies?
I was glad that there was Star Trek back on TV, but I consider them like holodeck adventures instead of actual canon.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's how I see it anyway.
It's where Captain Kirk tries to make himself look a little prettier by changing his face into Chris Pine.
Exactly.
Look how nice I look.
That's right.
Yeah. And just slightly better acting. Not a lot better acting, but just slightly.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah, I got it. I'll make Thor my dad. That'll be great. That's my holiday adventure.
So what can we expect in the coming year from your guys' podcast? What should your fans be looking forward to?
That's a good question.
Heck of a lot more robot profiles, tell you that much.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, true.
There's always a robot profile.
Yes.
And there's a lot of robots to go.
There are. It's always an adventure.
It's always on the fly.
It is always on the fly. We don't know what we're going to talk about till we record sometimes.
Okay.
We've been there before.
Yeah, we've done that.
Sometimes. Oh, yeah. Right. Like your 1 year anniversary show. Yeah, that wasn't that great. Yeah, that was great.
What have we talked about?
Yeah, and then you throw all those clips in, I guess, after. But
yeah.
That's how we do it too. Yeah.
Well, I guess what would be your advice for beginning podcasters out there?
Don't.
No,
I'm kidding. No, just do it, because if you have something to talk about, just make sure you know what you're doing, and
enough material.
If we were going to do it over again, I think we'd probably have like 6 or 7 shows recorded first to get it down, and then maybe release those, or maybe not even, as practice.
Like practice shows. That's true.
Yeah. And then you could release those maybe a year or two later when you
need to show how bad we were.
When you need some filler,
some bonus material.
Filler.
That's true. I mean, we were the same way. We probably had our first 3-4 episodes were pretty rough, but they got better.
When I was trying to listen to your guys' podcast, I listened to the 7th episode and then your most recent, because 7 was where we really got our stuff together.
Okay, we were 9 when we finally found like we had our groove.
Gotcha.
And the thing is, I think what's true for all podcasts is that even though I listened to one of your podcasts and you had said, or no, you were on the 10 Forward with me, and you said, just don't listen to the first 9 or something. I was like, I'm still going to listen to them. And I listened to them, and they wasn't that bad. It's like, yeah, the sound quality wasn't that great, but it's all about what you guys are saying and the quality of your content over how great it sounds, So
right.
Those first 9 episodes were just fine, in my opinion.
We were super enthusiastic back then.
We were super
enthusiastic.
Exactly.
And we researched a little more.
We did, actually.
Yeah, we did.
We had papers with point forms and things we were going to say, and now what we do for our paper is write down what the date is so we get it right.
What's today again?
What day is it?
What episode are we on? Oh, whatever.
Well, you guys are managing a big family and everything like that too, on top of having a podcast. So even more props to you for that, for being able to handle all that at one time, because we're not there yet.
Huge family.
Yes.
We're just two guys with no kids, but at least Steve's got the whole married thing down.
Hey, we've got cats.
Yeah, we both have cats. That's true.
There you go. Oh, I have an announcement to make.
Oh,
go for it, please.
Now, you know Furbob from the 10 Forward podcast.
Mr. Paul Wright? Absolutely.
Mr. Paul Wright. Him and I are actually starting a podcast together.
Really?
Yes. A few weeks ago, I put a call out there saying, hey, I want to be a co-host on somebody's show. I don't want to edit it. I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Just be a co-host. And so he emailed me and he said, hey, I'm thinking of starting one. Let's do it. So we're going to start recording in June, I think.
Awesome. What's it going to be about, or do you know yet?
Probably similar to like all of ours right now. Just random topics, news of the week, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Interesting stuff. And so far, we're calling it the Sci-Fi Waffle Podcast.
Because you're waffle on about things.
Exactly. Yes.
How about you call it the two friendliest guys in podcasting podcast?
Hey, that's not bad. I like that.
Because he's an incredibly nice guy too.
He is. He's amazing.
That's true. That's a good title.
The two friendliest guys.
In podcasting.
Podcast.
I like it.
No, please don't call it that. But no, you guys really are great people. Both of you guys are indeed. It's always nice to listen. There's a lot of harsh podcasts out there who are also fun in their own way, because they're yelling and cursing and stuff like that. But you guys are the nice antithesis to that, where you're just friendly and pleasant people, which is
German,
very
aren't we one of those podcasts?
We don't yell and scream. That's just you.
Yeah, just half of the equation.
Well, Steve, you tell everybody to die. If you don't know this show, you should just die. I love it.
Just go fall into a pit and
How many times have you just died?
Right. I've been all week, as I've been listening to your show, I've been laughing and have such a big smile on my face, and people are just looking at me like I'm a crazy person.
Well, good.
Awesome.
You mean outside of normal?
Right.
Like more than usual?
More than usual.
More than usual.
Yes. Yeah. I had one thought about your guys' podcast.
Okay.
Sure. If I can be so bold.
Please do.
Okay.
How bold
for your trailer reviews, you should play the trailer before you talk about it.
Oh, you think that people would like that?
Yeah.
I thought about that before, and if I should do that or not, or people would get impatient and not want to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, my issue is that a lot of trailers are like 2.5, 3 minutes long now, and that just seems like a lot to put in.
But if you think that'd be cool to have on there, that'd be a good thought.
I don't think it matters how long your podcast is, as long as it's entertaining. And you guys are super entertaining, so.
Oh, thank you. We hope we are.
You're welcome. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I sometimes listen to it and I was like, what, that's a great idea. I'm going to steal that idea.
I admit I've done some of that with you, too, and other podcasts I listen to. It's all about stealing it and making it your own.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
I feel like you just described the history of human nature, really.
True.
We're going to go in there, we're going to invade that country, we're going to take all the best stuff and then go home.
And salt the earth behind us.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I guess I'll just ask now, how can people get in touch with you guys and find your podcast and all that good stuff?
It's time to plug. Go ahead and plug.
Ooh.
I like to plug the podcast. There are so many fun ways to get a hold of us.
Fun ways.
Yes, they can, of course, find our website, which is
therustedrobot.podbean.com.
That's right.
They can email us.
At The Rusted Robot on Twitter and therustedrobot@gmail on the email.
On the email.
On the email.
On the email.
And at The Rusted Robot on the Twitters.
You tweet.
I always get those.
No Google Pluses?
Are you guys on the Google Pluses or no?
I have it, but I don't know what it is or how it works.
Same
What
here.
is this Google Plus you speak of?
And I have a Tumblr, but I don't know what that does either.
It's funny because I just put this on Tumblr too, Steve, and I haven't done anything with it. I don't know.
It doesn't make
There
any
it is on Tumblr.
I think if we were 15, we would know what it does. But
True. We'd also be Snapchatting or something too, I think.
right, yes.
We recently heard.
And all that weird stuff that teenagers are doing.
What's this Snapchat?
Those kids today.
Oh, Mom, you're so dumb. I am really dumb. Tell me what it is anyway.
If I was 12, I would know what you're talking about.
Which is a weird statement to say, but it's very true these days.
It is. What else? I am on Twitter at Darth Vaderloo.
And I'm on Twitter at Brig Vanderloo.
And if you go to our website, therustedrobot.podbean.com.
We said that already.
I'm saying it again.
Twice.
There's all kinds of links to show
fun links
to our unupdated YouTube channel.
I actually watched one of those last night after you mentioned it on one of the podcasts.
Yep, I've seen all your videos now too.
Which one did you watch, Steve?
The one where you guys opened up, was it a nerd box or something?
Okay, yes.
Loot Crate, I think it was.
Were we on film?
Yes,
yes.
you were on
actually
film.
See us? It was that one. Oh boy.
It was the Canadian version of Loot Crate, which is Nerd Block.
Yeah.
Oh, we have that here too. Yeah. Okay.
I have to open my box a certain way to get the T-shirt out.
Right.
That's true.
That's true. We've also linked to all the different podcasts we've guested on. So once this episode comes out, we'll put that on there.
Woohoo!
Yay! What else is on there? Our Stitcher link, our iTunes link. We love it when we get 5-star reviews on iTunes and subscribers.
Yeah, you don't settle for anything less than 5 stars.
Nothing less than a 5-star.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, I need to do that with your show. Whoops, I haven't done that yet. I always forget to do that.
If you don't give us a 5-star review, you should just die.
Just crawl off somewhere and die. That's all. That's
right. That's right.
That is the most angry I've ever heard you, Sean.
Yeah, that's
My
true.
goodness.
You should just do that.
And that was fake, so there you go.
Well, thanks again, you two, for coming on the show. We really enjoyed it, and good luck in all your future podcasting endeavors.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
You
We're
too.
so glad we were able to schedule the time to be here.
Absolutely.
And everyone go listen to the Rusted Robot podcast.
Please,
Think
pretty
about
please.
it. Think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it. Yeah, I love that.
Think about it.
Well, that was a great interview that we will do.
I'm sure it went well in the future.
Yes.
And I'm sure we talked about many interesting things that you also found interesting.
But man, Sean just couldn't stop cursing. It was really offensive, you know? I mean,
and that whole thing about cats in pinatas, not cool.
Not cool, man. Like, why would you do that to
cool.
a cat? That's not nice. Anyways.
I'm sure all of these things will happen.
I hope you like the interview. I'm sure we will like the interview. And now we move on to trailer reviews.
Trailer reviews. Here at Play on Nerds, we have developed an interesting rating system to bring to you our ideas on the trailers we're about to review. At the low end of the scale, we have Burn It, where we think you should find every copy you can get your hands on and throw it into a barrel fire.
Kill it with fire. And our next step is Drunk Watch, which means that, yeah, I'd watch this movie. It'd be entertaining if I was under the influence of some kind of substance of some kind. But if I was sober, probably not going to check this thing out.
Nope, not going to see it. Next, we've got We'll See, which is maybe we just don't know enough about this movie to tell what the hell it's going to be.
Could be good, could be bad, not sure. And our next category would be Get the Couch Ready, which means I'm definitely going to check this movie out at home. Wouldn't necessarily pay the big bucks to see it in theaters, but I'm definitely going to watch it at home, so get that couch ready.
After that, we have Take a Look, where we are recommending for you, our viewers and listeners, to check out this movie and check out the trailer and tell us what you think about it. We wanted to see what you guys think.
It looks pretty good, but we're not quite sure yet.
Yeah, take a look.
Yeah.
Let us know.
And for our final and best category, we have Shut Up and Take My Money.
Shut up and take my money.
This looks so awesome, we're gonna see it.
That's where we cannot wait to give Hollywood bigwigs all of the money that we have earned at work to go see a film for $47. We're so excited, we just have to go see it. We don't have a choice.
And that is our A Play on Nerds official copyrighted trademark system for rating our movie trailers.
So, Jarman, do you want to start us off? Pick one of these trailers to talk over with our audience.
I will. And Steve has been wonderful and picked out the trailers the past couple shows, and he picked out this one, Dark Was the Night. I actually did like this because it just so happened that they casted a bunch of character actors who have been in a lot of shows and movies that I like, but I could not name any of them if you asked me to. But I like all of them. Like, I think they're all great actors, but they've never been just a movie by themselves. So it basically seems like a movie about there's a mystery in the woods and there's some people who are getting to the bottom of it, and it's some kind of evil force or creature that's in the woods. But it looks good. A lot of those actors make it look like it could be better. Looks decently made, could be kind of scary. What do you think?
I mean, what I like about it already is that it's not suffering from what I've said a lot of other movies suffer from. They didn't show too much in the trailer.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
Like, I want to think it's a creature film, but at the same time, my interior instinct is telling me that it's a person pretending to be a creature or a bunch of people. But I would love it to be a creature film, but I don't know, and that's the best part.
Yeah, we don't get any blatant any scenes, or they don't do any shots of the actual creature itself, so it could not be a creature. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's dark. It looks gritty. Kevin Durand, who plays the main guy, is an actor I really like and really enjoy, but I think you're right. He hasn't really ever gotten his chance to be out in front.
Yeah, he always plays like either, but you can tell he's really an intelligent actor, but he always plays like kind of a thug or something because he's a big dude, but he's got very intelligent, intense eyes and that kind of thing. He's a very, he's a cool actor, so I'm glad to see him in the forefront.
Yeah.
And the little kid from Independence Day, or he's like a teen in Independence Day, that guy.
Wait, who? I missed that one.
He's the other dude that keeps looking at him throughout the preview, the kid with the big eyes.
Oh, not Independence Day. You're thinking of Mars Attacks.
Oh, am I? Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, you're thinking of Mars Attacks.
They came out around the same time.
Yeah, sure. He was also in the movie Brick, which was a really good film.
Ooh, love Brick. Yeah, that was a good one.
Lucas Haas is this character actor's name that you've seen in a lot of things. He was also in Witness with Harrison Ford.
There you go, with the Amish.
Yeah, the Amish.
The Amish.
So I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a take a look because I was genuinely impressed by this trailer.
Yeah, they did really well with presenting this movie, and I'm going to give it a drunk watch because it looks like one of those movies I'd enjoy at home and a relaxing night, but I don't think there's a chance I'll see it in theaters, to be honest, but I think I'm going to see it. It's not quite to get the couch ready, like, ooh, I can't wait till I can watch it on my couch, but
okay,
drunk watch.
Good. I'm glad we pretty much agree on that one.
What you got next?
I'm going to present the next one, which I think is the most train wrecky looking of all the films. And that is Ricki and the Flash.
Really? Train wreck?
Yeah. I don't know what this movie is trying to be. It stars Meryl Streep as a longtime rocker who never, from what I can tell, ever found any real fame, but has stuck with it. And basically the toll that has played on her personal life and on her family. Her daughter gets into some sort of emotional, personal trouble, and she is forced to give up her rocker ways and be a mom for a little bit.
At least temporarily, yeah.
And I just think this is going to just be us listening to Meryl Streep do covers of songs we used to love until Meryl Streep did them.
Well played.
But I just don't know what this movie is trying to be. And that's the hardest part about it.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I was like, oh, another Meryl Streep vehicle. But I was kind of like, at this point, she can do whatever the hell she wants. She's
Meryl Streep.
Yeah, she did Into the Woods as the witch. Now she can do this movie as a rock star. Like, she can do whatever the hell she wants.
I'm the host of a podcast. Fuck me. You can do whatever you want.
Exactly. I mean, and she's a decent singer. But you're right. She kept singing like covers in the trailer. So like, it's not like she's some kind of big rock star or something in the movie. She's kind of like a has-been, or maybe, I don't know. It seems like she's not really there. I did notice that's Diablo Cody, the writer from Juno, who did this. Juno, you may know, is a former stripper who became a Hollywood writer when she wrote Juno. Yeah. Or Diablo Cody, rather, not Juno. But you're right. It's like a heartwarming movie, but like, is it going full cheesy or is it going to be really intense? It's hard to tell.
Can I expect another Mamma Mia or?
Oh God!
Let's hope that never again is there a Mamma Mia. Let's put that out there right now.
Hopefully, never does Pierce Brosnan ever sing again.
That's probably for the best.
Yes, it is.
But I'm gonna give the hell with it. I'm gonna give it a burn it.
Wow.
Like, why not just watch a good movie with music in it instead of watching this?
The reason I gave it a we'll see and not a burn it, was I need to find common ground for movies I can watch with my mom, movies that I'll enjoy and she'll enjoy. And I think if this movie's okay, both of us would enjoy it because she loves Meryl Streep, understandably so. So I put a we'll see. It could be a movie I watch with my mom.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, there you go.
See, I can't I can't watch movies with my mother because she does this thing where she incessantly asks questions that are answered 3 seconds after she asks them. Who's that guy on the screen? I'm the chief of police. I'm here to take you in. What? Why is he there? I've got to take you in for the murder of your husband. Like, God, no, Mom, just shut up for 2 seconds and he'll tell you who he is.
See, usually people only do that when they know that you've seen the movie before, but she does that no matter what.
No matter what.
That's so horrible.
That is why I truly can't watch movies with my mom. Mom, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but you know it's true.
If she knows it's true, that's fine.
Well, here's my favorite part. So when we were there, my mom agreed to watch the second Hunger Games film.
Second Hunger Games, okay.
And I said, Mom, so you watched the first one? Oh, yeah, I watched it. I liked it. You remember everything about it. I don't need to recap anything for you. No, that's fine. So early on when Katniss is out hunting in the woods with a bow and she's shooting at a turkey, and then she shoots the bow and it turns into the boy she killed in the first Hunger Games. Mom was like, who is that? I thought she was hunting turkey. Should I know him? Like, God, Mom.
I love the voice you put on for your mother. That is fantastic.
But yeah, that's why I can't watch movies with my mom.
Understood. My mom is perfectly silent during movies. It's just a matter of whether she can make it through the whole movie because she might fall asleep because she works a lot.
So let's talk about our third film.
So our third film, San Andreas. I'm glad you picked this one, though, because San Andreas is a movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I really like.
I do, too. Like, this is why I am giving this a positive review because for a while there, he was under contract through Disney, I believe, where he had to do all these child movies. And it was a waste of part of his prime. Obviously, he has many years of prime left, but where he could have been doing badass 90s style action movies because he's an action star and he's a smart guy who's talented, can act decently, better than Arnold Schwarzenegger anyways. And
accurate.
He can kick some ass. And I want to see him be an action star. And this is finally another movie giving outside of the Fast and Furious franchise, which I've never really taken to, where he can kick some butt and save people and do some awesome stuff. So San Andreas is where basically San Andreas Fault is going crazy and destroying, a lot of the population and buildings are being fallen over. And he's out there to save people. And it looks like a lot of fun. And Paul Giamatti is in there as well, being like the guy giving the scientific spiel about what's going to happen when the fault goes crazy. So he gives us some gravitas to the movie. So yeah, it looks like fun to me. What about you?
What I think, I hope, is that the character we're following isn't the guy that can save the world.
I had that same exact thought. That's really funny. Keep going.
Like it isn't John Cusack in 2012 who knows about the secret of the arcs and has to get his family to say, like, this is about a dude who rescues people for a living thrown into the worst case scenario.
Yep.
And while there are obviously people dying all around him, he's able to save a few people.
Yeah, it's not like the guy the president chose. It's not the person that he's the chosen one. It's just here's the story of the guy involved in this situation. Yeah.
Right. He's going to reunite with his wife. Maybe he's going to save her. Maybe she dies. Who knows?
His daughter, who he's helping. Yeah.
But I like that it doesn't feel like a chosen one film. That's what I really like about it.
Immediately off the bat, yeah, I thought that same thing. His position is a guy who's a search and rescue guy for people who are, climbing, people in fires, that kind of thing. That's what he does for a job. He's not that important, but his life is made important through the story that they're telling, which is great. He doesn't have to save the entire world. So yeah, I had that same exact thought.
Right. He can't stop the San Andreas fault from faulting.
Yeah.
He's not that guy.
There's no Bruce Will and Armageddon moment here. That's not going to happen.
He's not going to get into a giant subterranean vehicle and dive into the earth and then set off. For some reason, it's always a nuclear explosion that fixes everything.
Always.
That hasn't been the case ever in history so far, but for some reason in these scenarios, that's the solution.
And I've heard on Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson, if a giant asteroid's coming towards us, a nuclear blast will do nothing. Even at the center of it.
we could launch all the nukes here in Russia, and it might break it up a little bit, but it wouldn't do shit.
It would cause more projectiles coming our way, basically.
And that's the worst part is that we would have made all those projectiles like radiated. So
Angrier.
not only anywhere it lands, not only is it going to destroy things, it's going to poison everything.
Yes. It would salt
Good
the
job,
earth.
Earth scientists.
One silly thing from this trailer, though, is how many times I heard people saying "get down." When a giant building's falling or an earthquake is happening, getting down is not going to help anything.
Yeah.
Get down. No, that really doesn't help. No, just say pray.
Should I also duck and cover? Is that no?
Exactly. Like a nuclear blast. Just duck and cover.
Just duck and cover. So the deadly radiation can't come rip your skin off.
Oh, middle school.
Yep.
So
I'm going to give this, I'm giving it a take a look.
Right.
I'll give it a drunk watch. I'll have a few beers and watch Dwayne Johnson save people.
I actually gave it a take, but somewhere between a take a look and shut up and take my money, because it looks fun enough that I'd want to see this in like a big screen to like watch all this crap happen. And I kind of like ridiculous popcorn flicks when they know what they are, but I also like it more because like what you said, he's not the guy saving the world, hopefully. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But take a look.
Now, mind you, if he turns out somehow getting superpowers and then revert, then I'm done. Then we'll just burn this piece of shit.
Well, he is playing Black Adam in the Marvel Universe, so that's going to happen soon.
That's true. That's very exciting.
There you go.
So yeah, those are our movies for the week, everyone.
Indeed. And now we just want to take a moment to thank some people from Twitter and Facebook who have been engaging us. And for Twitter, we just have Mike or at Jarek, who's always awesome. He always listens to our show, which we appreciate. Kristen or Lil Bumblebear, who has been
Lil Bumba.
Yeah, she's been following a lot of our Twitch stuff, so I appreciate that. Guntax and Graysling or at Race to God. Cherry Bob-omb Gaming or Cherry Bob-omb 7 or Tara, as I know her in real life. She's great. Evan Makiba or at the Fox Wat, who has been watching us on Twitch as well. Thank you for being active with us on Twitter. And also Zero Sum with an X. Zero Sum. Thank you. And on Facebook, Kristen, in response to our Portal stream the other day, we are streaming Portal on our Twitch channel with Rosita, and Kristen said, I called Portal a classic game, and it came out in 2007. So she says, since when is a game from 2007 classic? It's awesome and totally worth playing through, but classic? And I was like, well, I meant classic. It'll be classic for years to come. And she says, well, give it at least 2 more years, which I understand because it's calling a game classic from that.
You know what? Just accept your mortality. Okay?
Exactly. We're pretty
Get
old
over
now.
it. It's a classic game. In an age where games get played for a year and they're shelved forever, 8 years is a freaking eternity.
That's true. It's been 8 years. That's a wow. And so Steve posted one of our first YouTube videos, one of the first YouTube sensations, Numa Numa, which is basically the guy jumping up and down, dancing to the Numa Numa song, which is Dragon Slodine Tay, I think it's called. Something like that.
You guys, I think, used to know all the words to it in high school, didn't you?
I did for a while. Me and Taylor, yeah. We did for a while.
Yeah, you and Taylor. I remember that.
But our loyal listener, Daniel Hitch, said, I went through 3 years being called the Numa guy at work. So, ... Thanks for bringing up those painful memories. I'm so sorry, Daniel.
No offense, Daniel Hitch, but I feel like every chubby guy that wore glasses during that time was the Numa Numa guy. We all lived through it.
So, Steve, you're saying you had the same problem?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. Well, I said...
It's okay. I do the dance well, so...
I responded to him saying, sorry for trudging up those memories. I'm sure you're a much better dancer and hopefully have better taste in music. And he said...
We all lived through it.
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, since my eldest was born, I've been afflicted with the dreaded dad dance, itis. There's no known cure. I can only hope to raise awareness. Well, eventually we'll all have dad dance-itis, so we'll be there eventually.
That no matter how good we dance, we'll always be embarrassing our children.
Yep, we'll be a dad. Exactly. And for our Ultron show, Ryan Porter said, listened yesterday. Wow, I would have been in the way for this one. Well done, Jeff. And Jeff said, thank you much. And I have to say, Ryan, you both had different point of views. You wouldn't have been in the way. You're both awesome. So we hope to have you both back in the show at some point. So thanks for that.
And thanks again to Joff for coming and schooling us.
Yeah, Joff, that was great. It was awesome. A lot of fun. And that's our thank you section for the show. So thanks for that.
All right, Internet. We brought you another fun, nerdy-filled show. We hope that you'll join us for another next time, which will be the big 4-0.
Oh, yeah. We'll have something so special for that.
Like we've planned it forever.
Yeah.
And your head is gonna blow off your body.
I don't think they want to hear that.
No.
No.
That was a bad pitch. So thanks again, Internet. Join us again next week, and we'll see you next time, nerds.
Stay nerdy, my friends. Stay nerdy, my friends. Stay nerdy, my friends. I'll use a second.
Can we try somewhere in the middle between us?
Yeah, probably.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
Stay nerdy, my friends. Stay nerdy, my friends. My voice cracked.
It did. Like a middle schooler.
Shut up. Stay nerdy, my friends.
There we go. That one sounded like fun.
Like a normal per human being. I can't even talk anymore. I'm mumbling and shit. This is bad.